Here's the code. You ready for this? Could you do me a favor, Brandon, and go spy on the girls, see how they're doing? Spy on them? Do you know what they would do to me if I were to get caught? Just say it's for the groom. There's no such thing as it's for the groom. Everything's always for the bride, man. Brandon, just go and see what they're up to. I need a minute to myself. My head is hurting. Deacon, you're not planning on fleeing out the window, are you? At least, don't do it without taking me with you. I'll be out in a while. All right, I'll go see if the marriage officiant is here yet. Deacon poured himself a glass of water and took some medications. He tried to relax, but it wasn't helping much with the sudden headache he had gotten after getting ready. What was it? The cologne was too strong, or just the pressure of the moment? Today was the big day. Perhaps it was normal to feel nervous before the wedding. Maybe everyone felt like this before the big moment. Courtney had been busy for weeks now, overreacting about the simplest of details. The design on the invitation cards, the flowers on top of each table. Deacon took in a deep breath as he wore his coat. Deacon and Courtney had arranged a small wedding in LeClaire, Iowa at a hotel by the Mississippi River. They were paying for their wedding themselves, so they decided to keep it simple with only a handful of their closest friends and family. All eyes were on Deacon when he entered the ballroom. Everyone took their places waiting for the bride to come. Deacon joined Brandon, his best man, on the altar with the officiant. Don't worry, everything's gonna be fine. You have all 4 of the rings prepared, right? All 4? Yeah, I heard you need the engagement ring and the wedding ring, and then the suffering and the enduring for later on. Brandon and Deacon laughed when suddenly they heard the crowd gasp. Courtney had arrived, looking beautiful. Zoe, her bridesmaid, following after her. The wedding ceremony, the vows, exchanging the rings, flashed by in a blink. Did it really happen all that quickly, or had Deacon just seen everything in a haze? Something didn't feel right. Why was he feeling like this? Was it hot in here? Maybe the tie was on too tight. Was everyone wearing such uncomfortable clothing? Courtney must feel worse with that huge wedding dress, but she was smiling through it all. Deacon gathered his composure. Courtney and Deacon stared into each other's eyes with love and compassion, having promised that they would forever. Friends and family, I present to you the newly married couple, Mr. and Mrs. Banner. The party was to be held that night. Until then, everyone was to rest and freshen up at the hotel. Deacon, Courtney, Brandon, and Zoe decided to stay back in the garden behind the hotel. They all sat on the boardwalk that led down the river. This was the best wedding I've ever been to. Courtney was right about not inviting too many people. Yeah, but the only thing she did wrong was invite you. What? I'm the one who's been taking care of everything around here, unlike you. All you've been doing is hogging up the food. Yeah, I can do that because I don't need to worry about fitting into that itsy-bitsy dress that you couldn't wear because you busted at the last moment. You're such a jerk, Brandon. Wait, Brandon, how do you even know about that? Brandon widened his eyes and looked at Deacon for help. Deacon shook his head. It's nothing. My head's been hurting a lot. Let's go back to the hotel. Deacon and Courtney went to the room they booked for the wedding night. Everything turned out perfect after all, didn't it? Courtney said as she took off her veil. Deacon was standing by the window staring out. I thought someone was going to mess something up at the last moment. He was strangely quiet. Deacon? Deacon didn't even look at Courtney before he walked to the bed and laid down, and closed his eyes. I'm going to take a nap. I'm not feeling too well. Maybe you should change the suit and then... Without replying to Courtney, Deacon fell asleep just like that. Courtney started to feel a little anxious. Was he having regrets about the marriage? But even that didn't make sense. Being together for so many years, all this time that went by in preparing for the wedding, and after the wedding he would suddenly change his mind? Courtney didn't want to start assuming things. If she were to assume, she'd make up the worst possibilities and go into a panic attack. Not knowing what to do other than wait to talk it out with Deacon, she changed out of her gown and laid down beside him, and before long, she too fell sound asleep. By the time Courtney woke up, the room was dark. The only light was that of the street lamps that shined through the window. She got a little worried seeing it was 8 p.m. She had to get ready for the party, but something didn't seem right. Courtney realized she was all alone. Suddenly, Courtney heard something shift in the room. Through the darkness, she searched the room and let out a breath of relief when she saw it was only Deacon sitting in front of the bed. "What are you doing there? You still didn't get changed yet? The party's in 2 hours, Deacon." Deacon didn't speak a word. Courtney furrowed her brows when she noticed the glare of light spinning in Deacon's hand as he walked out of the darkness. There was an uncanny grin on his face. His eyes were red. But what frightened Courtney the most was how he spun the dagger in his hands. "You're going to get hurt, Deacon." Deacon chuckled. "Don't worry about that, sweetheart. It's not me who will feel the pain tonight. It's you." At once, Deacon pounced onto Courtney. Courtney screamed out in horror as she rolled out of the bed and fell to the floor. "Deacon, what's wrong with you? What are you doing?" "It's so fun to watch you try to escape. You think you can get away from me?" Courtney widened her eyes in fear when she saw Deacon raise the dagger to strike once again. Reluctantly, she kicked his legs as hard as she could. Deacon stumbled to the ground, and before he could get up, Courtney took a vase and broke it. She pointed it at Deacon as she paced back. "Deacon, I don't want to do this. What has gotten into you? Why are you behaving like this?" "I should have done this earlier. I had you right where I wanted you, but you were sleeping so sound." Courtney was horrified seeing the menacing glare in Deacon's eyes as he approached her, not caring to harm or to be harmed. "Are you in your right mind anymore? It's Courtney. It's me." "I know, sweetheart. Why don't you please some more? Why don't you beg me to stop? It entertains me to see your kind ask for mercy." "Deacon, stop. You're scaring me." "Oh, really? What would be the fun in just finishing you right now, right here? It would be a pleasure to my eyes to see you suffer first." Courtney couldn't understand what was going on. Why was Deacon behaving like this? It was like he had gone insane. If he regretted marrying her, things could have been settled by other means. But this was pure insanity, pure horror to see Deacon charging at her in rage, a side of him she had never seen in the years they had been together. Courtney screamed out in fear as Deacon ran at her with the dagger. She didn't know what to do. How would she escape? If Courtney tried to make it to the door, Deacon would have her at his mercy. Courtney looked at the window through the corner of her eyes. They were on the second floor. If she jumped, she would fall into the garden. Would she make it out? There was no time to calculate the fall anymore. Courtney ran to the window and jumped out. She stumbled onto the grass, breaking her fall with her hands and knees. She was in tremendous pain, but as soon as she heard Deacon jump after her, she got up and limped towards the river. "Help! Someone! Help!" No one was around to hear her cry. Everyone must have been at the ballroom on the other side of the hotel. Courtney heard Deacon call her. "Run! Run as fast as you can. There's no escape from me tonight." Courtney ran down the boardwalk as Deacon chased her. She stopped at the near edge, hearing Deacon's stomping footsteps near her closer every second. The only thing she could do was jump into the cold, black waters. She turned around, hopelessly watching Deacon run towards her. "I'm sorry, Deacon." As soon as Deacon pounced towards her, Courtney moved away. Deacon lost his balance and fell into the water. "You've made me doubt whether I've really gotten to know you in the years we've been together. Perhaps I don't know you at all. But if there's one thing I do know, it's that you've always feared the water." Deacon splashed in the water as he tried to keep his head above. "Courtney, help me!" Courtney turned around and ran back down the boardwalk as Deacon screamed for help. "Courtney! Courtney!" Courtney was devastated. She was trembling with anxiety as she ran into the reception stained in dirt and bruises, asking for help. The hotel staff immediately came to her rescue. Courtney rushed them to the river where Deacon was found unconscious halfway up the boardwalk. Paramedics soon arrived and Deacon was taken to the hospital. The party was cancelled and everyone returned to their homes. The occasion had been ruined, but all Courtney was worried about was Deacon. When Deacon finally woke up in the hospital, Courtney was sitting right beside him. How did I get here? You don't remember anything? Not a single memory of how you were trying to take my life? What? What? You're serious or you're joking? Why don't you tell me, Deacon? Something horrible could have happened because of you. Deacon wouldn't believe anything that Courtney said. As a matter of fact, neither would anyone else. Later that afternoon, Deacon and Courtney returned to their apartment. They sat down together on the sofa, trying to figure what in the world happened at their wedding. Maybe you were sleepwalking or something. Even when I jumped from the 2-story window? No, Deacon, I was wide awake. I only wish you set up the camera this time. Everything would have been recorded for you to see. Well, if you want to play that game, I didn't return the suit yet, Deacon said with a wink. Courtney raised her brow and looked at Deacon. How about I make it up to you? I'll be right back. Courtney waited a while before she impatiently inched towards her room. Deacon was standing by the mirror, all ready, looking charming like he always did. Courtney sneaked in behind Deacon. He turned around chuckling. Courtney's smile suddenly faded when she heard that unusual laughter. She stared at those same red eyes she saw the night of the wedding. Where are you going to go this time? Deacon asked with a grim voice. Courtney paced backwards as Deacon approached her. This isn't funny, Deacon, stop. Deacon laughed. Oh, it's hilarious. It's the best game I've ever played. Deacon gripped Courtney. She gasped for breath. Deacon, stop. Deacon, I can't breathe. Courtney tried to fight back, but she was helpless. With all her might, she elbowed and kicked him, and as soon as Deacon let a little loose, Courtney escaped his grip. She picked up the first thing she saw and pointed it at him. Deacon, I don't want to do this. Stop. In a fit of rage, Deacon yelled out, You can't escape from me. You will fear me even after you're dead." That pathetic scream, it's music to my ears. Courtney didn't hesitate to lunge the pen in his arm. Deacon screamed out in pain as Courtney locked him in the room and left. She sat in front of her room, listening to Deacon yell and pound the door, until suddenly everything fell silent. Courtney still didn't have the courage to open up. She quickly got her phone and called Brandon and Zoe to the apartment. "What happened? Is he okay?" "You guys didn't believe me when I told you what happened last time, but I'm telling you, something is wrong with Deacon. He's having these sudden fits of rage. If this goes on, something horrible is bound to happen." "What do you mean? Deacon has never behaved like this. I've known him for so long now." "I'm telling you, something isn't right. This is the second time since the night of our wedding that he's tried to take my life. The only strange thing I noticed last time was the fact that he had been complaining about a headache when we suited up, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it." "No, Deacon's been fine all day. It was actually him who suggested we redo that night, and then he went to get dressed. I don't know what suddenly happened after that. How is he now?" "I don't know." Courtney slowly opened the door. Deacon lay unconscious on the floor. Brandon and Zoe helped her carry Deacon to the bed. They took off the suit and laid him down. It was about an hour before he regained his consciousness. He sat up holding his head. "That's a horrible headache. What happened?" Deacon was surprised to see Brandon and Zoe staring at him. Courtney was sitting beside him. "What are you guys doing here?" "You tried to attack Courtney again. When we came, we found you like this." "What? Ow." Deacon held his head in pain. "The last thing I remember is taking out the suit from the wardrobe. When did all of this happen?" Courtney furrowed her brows and turned to look at the suit. She then turned to Brandon. "You said Deacon started having that headache after you guys got ready, right?" "Yeah, why?" Zoe gasped. "You don't think there's something with the suit, do you? Some scent or mixture that's messing with his mind?" "You mean the guy at the tailor shop had been involved in some shady hallucinogenic business, and he got the stuff on the suit?" "What nonsense. How could that even be possible? We bought it from this small tailor shop downtown. If there was something on the suit, I would have experienced the same thing. Deacon only ever behaved like that while he was wearing the suit. You girls have gone crazy." Courtney got up and packed the suit in a bag. "Come on, Zoe, we need to go to that shop." Deacon laid back down. "I think I'm going to take a nap again. This headache is horrible. Did I get hit on my head?" Courtney and Zoe took a bus to the shop where Deacon and Brandon had gotten their suits. The shop was owned by an old couple. The old man was at the reception. "Back with the suit? How did the wedding go?" "Not too great, Grandpa. I don't know how to tell you this." "What's wrong? Has the suit gotten damaged?" The old man put on his glasses and started eyeing the suit. "No, it's not that. It's just that..." Courtney and Zoe told the old man what happened. The old man looked at the girls in shock and checked the tag on the suit again before he went to the back room. Moments later, he returned with his wife. "It's hard to believe anything like this could happen, but I think I know why you've experienced what you did. A lot of people come to our shop to sell their clothing, and sometimes they also donate it. I could never forget the woman who came to the shop to donate this suit, along with many other ones similar to it. It belonged to her brother, who had then recently passed away. When I asked her about him, I was shocked to know that he was given a life sentence when he had been proven guilty of taking the life of 4 of his newly married wives and other girlfriends. He was a serial killer." I always had a feeling my brother was different. Something wasn't right about him. Our parents kicked him out of the house when we were younger, and after that I rarely met him unless he came over requesting me to give him a loan. I never could have imagined that this is what he was doing with the money. I've been left with all his possessions. I don't know what to do with these but to give them away. He married these innocent women only to take their lives like it was some sort of game. I can't even imagine what he's done wearing these. I have no doubt that he had gone insane. He didn't regret his actions. He found amusement in it. Courtney and Zoe left the shop in utter bewilderment and awe. Sometimes, the strangest things happen in life, but the most unnerving and unsettling experience was not that of Deacon's. It was that of Courtney's, when she witnessed the killer right in front of her eyes. I have no doubt that he had gone insane. He didn't regret his actions. He found amusement in it. I only wish I knew what he was up to earlier. The last thing he told me before they took him away was, "They can't escape from me. I'll make them fear me even after they're dead." That pathetic scream. It's music to my ears. Click on the subscribe button and check out more awesome videos on our channel. And don't forget to press the bell icon because you know it's interesting.